A millionaire's wedding day turned into the most shocking paternity reveal of the century when his ex-girlfriend walked through those church doors. The little girl holding her hand had his eyes, his smile, and his exact same dimple on her left cheek. But what happened next left 200 wedding guests speechless and the bride running down the aisle, but not in the way you'd expect. Before we begin the story, comment below where you're watching from. Enjoy the story. Please subscribe to my channel for more sweet videos like this. Let the story continue. The wedding music stopped. Every single person in the huge church turned to look at the doors. Marcus felt his heart stop beating for a second. There, standing in the doorway, was Sarah, his ex-girlfriend, the woman he hadn't seen in 8 years. But that wasn't the shocking part. Next to Sarah stood a little girl. She had dark hair, just like Marcus. She had brown eyes, just like Marcus. She had the same nose, the same smile, even the same way of standing with one foot slightly forward. The little girl looked exactly like Marcus when he was 7 years old. Marcus's new wife, Jessica, grabbed his arm. "Marcus," she whispered, her voice shaking. "Who is that child?" The entire church was silent. 300 guests stared at the little girl. Then they stared at Marcus. Then back at the little girl. Marcus's mother gasped so loud that everyone heard it. His father's face went white as snow. The little girl looked around the church with big, curious eyes. She didn't seem scared at all. She just looked, interested, like she was trying to figure out why everyone was staring at her. Sarah walked forward slowly. Her high heels clicked on the marble floor. Click, click, click. Each sound echoed through the silent church. "Hello, Marcus," Sarah said when she reached the front of the church. Her voice was calm, but Marcus could see her hands shaking. "Sarah," Marcus said. His voice came out like a whisper. "What are you doing here?" Sarah looked at Jessica in her beautiful white dress. Then she looked at Marcus in his expensive black suit. Then she looked at all the shocked faces staring at them. "You invited me to your wedding," Sarah said simply. "So I came." "But who is?" Marcus started to ask, but the words got stuck in his throat. He couldn't finish the question because he was too scared of the answer. The little girl stepped forward. She looked up at Marcus with those big brown eyes that looked exactly like his own eyes. "Are you my daddy?" she asked. The question hung in the air like a bomb that hadn't exploded yet. Marcus felt like the whole world was spinning around him. Jessica made a small choking sound. Someone in the crowd whispered, "Oh my God." Marcus stared down at the little girl. His mind was racing. 8 years ago, he and Sarah had broken up. 8 years ago, he had been young and stupid and selfish. 8 years ago, he had made the biggest mistake of his life. But he had never known about this. "Sarah," he said, his voice getting stronger. "We need to talk. Right now." "Yes," Sarah said, looking around at all the staring faces. "We do." The little girl tugged on Marcus's jacket. "Mommy told me you're very rich," she said in a sweet, innocent voice. "She said you live in a big house and have lots of cars. Is that true?" Marcus looked down at her. This beautiful little girl who looked exactly like him. This child who might be his daughter. This secret that had just blown up his wedding day. "What's your name?" he asked softly. "Emma," the little girl said with a big smile. "Emma Rose Johnson. I'm 7 years old, and I lost my first tooth last week. Want to see?" She opened her mouth wide to show the gap where her tooth used to be. Marcus felt his legs go weak. When he was 7, he had lost his first tooth in exactly the same spot. Jessica grabbed his arm tighter. "Marcus, I need to know what's going on. Right now." The priest cleared his throat. "Perhaps we should," he started to say. "No," Sarah interrupted. "We're not going anywhere until Marcus and I have a conversation. Emma, sweetie, why don't you sit in that front pew and color in your book?" Emma skipped over to the front pew like nothing strange was happening. She pulled out a coloring book and some crayons from her little backpack. Marcus watched her. The way she moved, the way she held her crayons, even the way she stuck her tongue out a little when she concentrated. It was exactly like watching himself as a child. "Sarah," he said, his voice shaking now. "Is she?" "Yes," Sarah said simply. "She's yours." The words hit Marcus like a truck. Jessica gasped and let go of his arm. Marcus's mother started crying. His father stood up from his seat, his face red with anger. "You have a daughter?" Jessica screamed. "You have a daughter and you never told me?" "I didn't know," Marcus shouted back. "I swear I didn't know!" "That's because you never asked," Sarah said calmly. "When you broke up with me, you told me you never wanted to see me again. You told me to get out of your life forever, so I did." Marcus remembered that day 8 years ago. He had been young and stupid and scared. Sarah had been trying to tell him something important, but he had been too angry to listen. He had told her to leave him alone forever. Now he realized what she had been trying to tell him. "You were trying to tell me you were pregnant," he whispered. "Yes," Sarah said, "but you wouldn't listen. You said you had more important things to worry about than my drama, as you called it." Marcus felt sick. He remembered saying those exact words. He remembered being so focused on building his business that he didn't want to deal with relationship problems. Emma looked up from her coloring book. "Mommy, why is everyone yelling?" she asked. "They're not yelling, sweetie," Sarah said gently. "They're just surprised." "Surprised about what?" Emma asked. Marcus knelt down in front of Emma. This little girl, who was his daughter, this child he had never known, existed. "Emma," he said softly, "I think I might be your daddy." Emma's eyes got wide. "Really? Mommy, is he really my daddy?" Sarah nodded. "Yes, baby, he is." Emma threw her arms around Marcus's neck. "I always wanted a daddy," she said happily. "Mommy said you were too busy to meet me, but now you're here." Marcus hugged her back, and tears started rolling down his face. This was his daughter, his little girl, and he had missed 7 years of her life. Jessica was crying now too, but not happy tears, angry tears. "How could you do this to me?" she sobbed. "How could you marry me when you have a secret daughter?" "I didn't know," Marcus said again. "Sarah, why didn't you try harder to tell me?" "I did try," Sarah said. "I called you 50 times. I sent you letters. I even came to your office. But you had your security guards throw me out. You told them I was a crazy ex-girlfriend who wouldn't leave you alone." Marcus remembered that too. He had been so focused on becoming rich and successful that he had pushed away everyone who tried to get close to him. "I was young and stupid," he said. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." Sorry doesn't give Emma back the 7 years she spent, asking why her daddy didn't want her, Sarah said. Her voice was still calm, but Marcus could hear the pain in it. Emma looked confused. "But I thought you were just too busy working," she said to Marcus. "That's what Mommy told me." Sarah knelt down next to Emma. "Sweetie, remember how we talked about how sometimes grown-ups make mistakes?" Emma nodded. "Well, your daddy made a mistake. He didn't know about you because I couldn't tell him. But now he knows, and he's very happy to meet you." Emma looked at Marcus. "Are you happy to meet me?" Marcus was crying so hard he could barely speak. "Yes," he managed to say. "I'm the happiest I've ever been in my whole life." "Good," Emma said with a big smile. "Because I'm happy too. Does this mean I can come to your wedding?" Marcus looked at Jessica. She was staring at him with shock and hurt and anger all mixed together on her face. "I don't think there's going to be a wedding," Jessica said quietly. "Why not?" Emma asked. Marcus didn't know how to answer that question. How do you explain to a 7-year-old that finding out about her existence just destroyed your wedding day? The priest cleared his throat again. "Perhaps we should take a break," he suggested. "Give everyone time to process this information." But Marcus's father had heard enough. He marched down the aisle, his face red with rage. "You," he pointed at Sarah. "You have some nerve showing up here today. This is my son's wedding day, and you're ruining it." "I'm not ruining anything," Sarah said calmly. "I'm just introducing Emma to her father." "Don't you dare call him that," Marcus's father shouted. "He's getting married to Jessica today. He doesn't need some gold-digging ex-girlfriend trying to ruin his life." "Gold-digging?" Sarah laughed, but it wasn't a happy laugh. "You think I want his money?" "Of course you do," Marcus's father yelled. "That's why you're here. That's why you brought that child. You want money." Emma started to cry. The shouting was scaring her. Marcus stood up fast. "Don't you dare talk about my daughter like that," he said to his father. "Your daughter?" his father said. "You don't even know if she's really yours." "Look at her," Marcus shouted. "Just look at her. She looks exactly like me." "That doesn't prove anything," his father said. "It proves everything," Marcus said. "She's my daughter, and I'm not going to let you or anyone else hurt her." Jessica was watching all of this with tears streaming down her face. "Marcus," she said quietly, "we need to talk. Alone." Marcus looked at Emma, who was still crying. Then he looked at Sarah, who was trying to comfort her. Then he looked at Jessica, the woman he was supposed to marry in 5 minutes. "I can't leave them right now," he said. "Then you're choosing them over me," Jessica said. Marcus didn't know what to say. How could he choose between his daughter and his fiancée? "I'm not choosing anyone," he said. "I'm just trying to figure out what's happening." "What's happening is that your ex-girlfriend just destroyed our wedding with her lies," Jessica said. "They're not lies," Sarah said firmly. "Emma is Marcus's daughter. I have the birth certificate to prove it." She pulled a folded paper out of her purse and handed it to Marcus. He opened it with shaking hands. There it was, in black and white. Father, Marcus Alexander Thompson. Marcus stared at the paper. His name was on his daughter's birth certificate. This was real. This was happening. "You put my name on it," he whispered. "Of course I did," Sarah said. "You're her father." "But I never signed it. I never agreed to it." "You don't have to sign it or agree to it," Sarah said. "Biology doesn't ask for permission." Marcus looked at Emma again. She had stopped crying and was coloring in her book again, but he could tell she was still upset. "Emma," he said softly, "are you okay?" She looked up at him with those big brown eyes. "Why is everyone so mad?" she asked. Marcus didn't know how to answer that. How do you explain to a child that adults are complicated and make mistakes and hurt each other? "They're not mad at you," he said. "They're just surprised." "Are you surprised too?" Emma asked. "Yes," Marcus said. "I'm very surprised. But I'm also very happy." "Good," Emma said, "because I like you. You seem nice." Marcus felt his heart break and heal at the same time. This little girl, his daughter, liked him. Even though he had missed the first 7 years of her life, she liked him. "I like you too," he said. Jessica made a choking sound. "I can't do this," she said. "I can't marry you when you have a secret daughter." "She's not a secret anymore," Marcus said. "But she was," Jessica yelled. "For 7 years, she was a secret. What else don't I know about you?" "Nothing," Marcus said. "I swear there's nothing else." "How can I believe you?" Jessica asked. "How can I trust you when you didn't even know you had a daughter?" Marcus didn't have an answer for that. He had never lied to Jessica, but he had also never told her about Sarah. He had never told her about the way he had treated Sarah 8 years ago. "I need some air," Jessica said. She picked up her long white dress and ran out of the church. Marcus started to follow her, but Emma grabbed his hand. "Don't go," she said. "Please don't go." Marcus looked down at his daughter. This little girl who had been waiting 7 years to meet him. This child who was afraid he would leave her again. "I'm not going anywhere," he said. But as he said it, he watched Jessica disappear through the church doors. The woman he was supposed to marry in 5 minutes was gone. The wedding was over before it had even started. Marcus sat down in the front pew next to Emma. She leaned against him, and he put his arm around her. "What happens now?" she asked. Marcus looked around the church. 300 guests were staring at them. His parents were arguing with each other. The priest was packing up his things. "I don't know," Marcus said honestly. "I really don't know." But as he sat there with his daughter in his arms, he realized something. For the first time in 8 years, he felt like he was exactly where he was supposed to be. The question was, what would Sarah tell him next? Because from the look on her face, Marcus could tell that Emma's existence wasn't the only secret she had been keeping. 2 hours later, Marcus sat in his huge mansion with Emma on his lap. She was eating ice cream and watching cartoons on his giant TV. Sarah sat across from them, looking nervous. The wedding guests had all gone home. Jessica had locked herself in her room and wouldn't talk to anyone. Marcus's parents had left after another big fight about that woman and her child. But Marcus didn't care about any of that right now. He was too busy watching his daughter laugh at the funny cartoon characters. "She's beautiful," he said to Sarah. "You did a good job raising her." "I had to," Sarah said quietly. "I didn't have a choice." "I would have helped," Marcus said, "if I had known." "Would you?" Sarah asked. "Really? 8 years ago, you cared more about making money than anything else. You worked 18 hours a day. You never wanted to talk about feelings or relationships or the future." Marcus knew she was right. 8 years ago, he had been obsessed with building his business. He had pushed away everyone who tried to get close to him. "I was different then," he said. "Were you?" Sarah asked. "Or are you just saying that because you feel guilty?" Marcus didn't know how to answer that. He did feel guilty, more guilty than he had ever felt in his life. Emma looked up from her ice cream. "Mommy, can we live here now? This house is so big, and there's a swimming pool." Sarah and Marcus looked at each other. They hadn't talked about what would happen next. "We can't live here, baby," Sarah said gently. "We have our own house, remember? With your pink bedroom and your toy box." "But this house is better," Emma said. "And Daddy lives here." The word daddy made Marcus's heart skip a beat. He had never been anyone's daddy before. "Maybe Daddy can visit us sometimes," Sarah said. "Or maybe you can visit him." "Why can't we all live together?" Emma asked. "Like a family?" Marcus and Sarah didn't know what to say. How do you explain to a 7-year-old that life is complicated? "Because grown-ups sometimes live in different places," Sarah said. "That's stupid," Emma said. Marcus almost laughed. His daughter was right. It was stupid. "Emma, why don't you go explore the house?" Marcus said. "But don't touch anything, okay?" "Okay." Emma jumped up and ran off to explore. Marcus watched her go. Then he looked at Sarah. "We need to talk," he said. "Yes," Sarah said. "We do." "Why didn't you try harder to tell me?" Marcus asked. "I mean really try, not just phone calls and letters." Sarah was quiet for a long moment. Then she said something that shocked Marcus. "I did try harder," she said. "I came to your office when Emma was 1 year old. I brought her with me." Marcus felt his blood go cold. "What? You brought her to my office?" "Yes," Sarah said. "I was desperate. I had been trying to reach you for a year. I needed help. I was working 3 jobs and could barely afford diapers." "I don't remember that," Marcus said. "That's because you weren't there," Sarah said. "Your assistant was. The blonde woman with the mean face." Marcus knew who she meant. Rebecca. His old assistant who had worked for him for 5 years. "What did she say?" Marcus asked. "She said you were too busy to see me. She said you had given strict orders that I was never to be allowed in the building." Marcus felt sick. He had never given any such orders. "Then what happened?" he asked. "I begged her to just tell you I was there. I told her about Emma. I even offered to let her see Emma so she could tell you how much she looked like you." Sarah's voice was getting shaky now. "But she laughed at me. She said you would never believe Emma was yours. She said you were too smart to fall for the oldest trick in the book." Marcus couldn't believe what he was hearing. "She said that?" "That's not the worst part," Sarah said. "She told me that if I ever came back, she would call security and have me arrested for harassment." "Sarah, I swear I never told her to say any of that," Marcus said. "I know," Sarah said, "because I found out later that you were in Europe that whole month. You were working on some big business deal." Marcus remembered that trip. He had been in Europe for 6 weeks, working on the deal that had made him his first $1 million. "So Rebecca lied to you," he said. "She did more than lie," Sarah said. Her voice was getting angry now. "She threatened me. She said that if I ever tried to trap you with a baby, she would make sure I regretted it." Marcus felt rage building up inside him. Rebecca had worked for him for 5 years. He had trusted her. He had even given her bonuses and raises. And she had kept his daughter away from him. "Sarah, I'm so sorry," he said. "I had no idea." "I know," Sarah said. "But it doesn't change anything. Emma still grew up without a father. I still struggled to raise her alone." Marcus thought about all the money he had spent on stupid things over the years. Expensive cars, fancy watches, huge houses. All while his daughter was growing up without enough money for diapers. "I want to make it up to you," he said. "Both of you." "You can't," Sarah said. You can't give us back those 7 years. But I can help now, Marcus said. I can pay for Emma's school, her clothes, her food. I can set up a college fund for her. I don't want your money, Sarah said. Then what do you want? Marcus asked. Sarah looked at him with tears in her eyes. I want you to be her father. Not just someone who sends money. I want you to be there for her. I will be, Marcus said. I promise. Don't make promises you can't keep, Sarah said. Emma has been hurt enough. Just then, Emma came running back into the room. Daddy, you have a room with nothing but books, and another room with exercise machines, and a closet bigger than my whole bedroom. Marcus smiled at her excitement. Do you like the house? I love it, Emma said. Can I live here? You have your own house with Mommy, Marcus said, but you can visit me anytime you want. Every day? Emma asked. If you want to, Marcus said. Emma clapped her hands. Yay! I'm going to come here every day and we can play games and watch movies and eat ice cream. Marcus looked at Sarah. She was smiling, but he could see the worry in her eyes. What is it? He asked. Nothing, Sarah said. It's just, Emma gets attached to people very quickly, and when they leave, she gets very sad. I'm not going to leave, Marcus said. Everyone leaves, Sarah said quietly. Eventually. Marcus understood. Sarah was protecting Emma from getting hurt. She was protecting herself, too. I'm not everyone, Marcus said. I'm her father. Being her father doesn't mean you won't hurt her, Sarah said. My father left when I was 5. He promised he would come back, but he never did. Marcus hadn't known that about Sarah. They had dated for 2 years, but she had never told him about her father. I'm not your father, Marcus said. I'm not going to abandon my daughter. How do I know that? Sarah asked. How do I know you won't get bored of being a dad? How do I know you won't decide that having a child is too much work? Marcus didn't know how to answer that. He had never been a father before. He didn't know if he would be good at it. I guess you'll have to trust me, he said. Trust is earned, Sarah said. Not given. Emma was playing with some toys she had found in Marcus's house. She was making up a story about a princess and a dragon. She's so smart, Marcus said, watching her. She gets that from you, Sarah said. She's always asking questions about everything. She wants to know how things work and why things happen. What does she want to be when she grows up? Marcus asked. A doctor, Sarah said. She wants to help sick people feel better. Marcus felt proud. His daughter wanted to help people. She was going to be amazing. I want to pay for her to go to medical school, he said. That's 18 years away, Sarah said. A lot can happen in 18 years. Like what? Marcus asked. Sarah was quiet for a moment. Then she said something that made Marcus's heart stop. Like Emma getting sick, she said. What do you mean? Marcus asked. Sarah looked at Emma, who was still playing happily with her toys. Then she looked back at Marcus. There's something else I need to tell you, she said. Something about Emma. Marcus felt scared. What is it? Emma has a heart condition, Sarah said quietly. She was born with it. Marcus felt like the world was spinning again. What kind of heart condition? It's called a septal defect, Sarah said. There's a hole in her heart. A hole? Marcus could barely breathe. Is she going to be okay? The doctors say she needs surgery, Sarah said. But it's expensive. Very expensive. Marcus felt anger and fear and sadness all mixed together. How expensive? $200,000, Sarah said. Marcus almost laughed. $200,000 was nothing to him. He spent more than that on cars. I'll pay for it, he said immediately. When does she need the surgery? Soon, Sarah said. The doctors say within the next 6 months. Why didn't you tell me this first? Marcus asked. Why didn't you lead with this? Because I didn't want you to think I was only here for money, Sarah said. I wanted you to know about Emma because she's your daughter, not because I need help paying for her surgery. Marcus looked at Emma. She was laughing at her own story about the princess. She looked so healthy and happy. Does she know? He asked. She knows she has a special heart, Sarah said. But she doesn't know how serious it is. I didn't want to scare her. Is she in pain? Marcus asked. Sometimes, Sarah said. She gets tired easily. She can't run around as much as other kids. But she's brave. She never complains. Marcus felt tears in his eyes again. His daughter was sick, and he hadn't even known she existed. I'm going to get her the best doctors in the world, he said. The best hospital, the best everything. I've already found the best doctors, Sarah said. They're at Children's Hospital. Dr. Martinez is the best heart surgeon in the country. Then we'll use Dr. Martinez, Marcus said. Money is no object. Marcus, Sarah said, I need you to understand something. This isn't just about money. Emma is going to need someone there for her. Someone to hold her hand when she's scared. Someone to read to her when she's stuck in the hospital. I'll be there, Marcus said. Every day. What about your work? Sarah asked. What about your business? It can wait, Marcus said. Emma is more important. Sarah looked surprised. Really? You'd put your business second? I'd put Emma first, Marcus said. She's my daughter. For the first time since she had walked into the church, Sarah smiled a real smile. Okay, she said. I believe you. Emma looked up from her toys. Mommy, what are you and Daddy talking about? Just grown-up stuff, Sarah said. Nothing for you to worry about. Are you talking about my special heart? Emma asked. Marcus and Sarah looked at each other in surprise. How did you know that? Sarah asked. I heard you say heart condition and surgery, Emma said. I'm not deaf, Mommy. Marcus was amazed. Emma was so smart and brave. Are you scared? He asked her. A little, Emma said. But the doctors said surgery will make my heart better, and then I can run fast like other kids. That's right, Marcus said. And I'm going to be there with you the whole time. Really? Emma asked. Really, Marcus said. I promise. Emma jumped up and hugged him. I love you, Daddy, she said. Marcus hugged her back. I love you too, Emma, more than anything in the world. But as he held his daughter, Marcus realized something terrible. He had already missed 7 years of her life. What if the surgery didn't work? What if he lost her before he really got to know her? What if he was too late? Just then, Marcus's phone rang. It was Jessica. Marcus, she said when he answered. We need to talk. Now. Jessica, I can't right now, Marcus said. I'm with Emma and Sarah. That's exactly what we need to talk about, Jessica said. Because I've been thinking, and I've made a decision. What kind of decision? Marcus asked. About us, Jessica said. About our future. About what happens next. Marcus felt his stomach drop. From the tone of Jessica's voice, he could tell that whatever decision she had made, it wasn't going to be good. Jessica, he started to say. No, she interrupted. Don't say anything. Just listen. I'll be at your house in 10 minutes. We're going to settle this once and for all. She hung up. Marcus looked at Sarah and Emma. His daughter was playing with her toys again, humming a little song. She looked so innocent and happy. In 10 minutes, Jessica was going to arrive, and Marcus had a feeling that whatever she had to say was going to change everything. Jessica arrived exactly 10 minutes later. Marcus heard her car in the driveway and felt his heart start beating fast. He looked at Emma, who was still playing with her toys, and then at Sarah, who looked worried. Maybe I should take Emma upstairs, Sarah said quietly. No, Marcus said. She's part of this now. Whatever Jessica has to say, Emma should hear it. Jessica walked into the living room wearing jeans and a t-shirt. Her hair was messy, and her eyes were red from crying. She had been beautiful in her wedding dress, but now she just looked tired and angry. Hello, Jessica, Sarah said politely. Jessica ignored her. She stared at Marcus like Sarah and Emma weren't even there. I've been thinking, Jessica said, and I've decided what I want. What do you want? Marcus asked. I want you to choose, Jessica said. Right now. Me or them. Emma looked up from her toys. Why do you have to choose? She asked Marcus. Can't we all be friends? Jessica finally looked at Emma. For a moment, her face softened. Emma was so little and innocent and cute. But then Jessica's face went hard again. No, sweetie, Jessica said. We can't all be friends. Why not? Emma asked. Because life doesn't work that way, Jessica said. Marcus felt angry. Don't talk to my daughter like that, he said. Your daughter? Jessica laughed, but it wasn't a happy laugh. This morning you didn't even know she existed. Now suddenly she's your daughter. Yes, Marcus said. She is. And what about me? Jessica asked. What about us? What about the life we planned together? Marcus looked at Jessica. They had been together for 3 years. They had planned to have children together, to grow old together. This morning, he had been ready to marry her. But that was before Emma. I still care about you, Marcus said, but Emma is my daughter. I can't pretend she doesn't exist. I'm not asking you to pretend she doesn't exist, Jessica said. I'm asking you to choose between your old life and your new life. What do you mean? Marcus asked. Jessica took a deep breath. If you choose me, we'll get married next month. Small ceremony, just family. We'll move to California like we planned. You can send money to help with Emma's medical bills, but that's it. No visits, no phone calls, no relationship. Marcus felt sick. You want me to abandon my daughter? I want you to be realistic, Jessica said. You can't just suddenly become a father. You don't know anything about being a dad. You'll probably get bored of it in a few months anyway. That's not true, Marcus said. Isn't it? Jessica asked. Name one thing you know about taking care of a child. Marcus opened his mouth, but no words came out. Jessica was right. He didn't know anything about being a father. See, Jessica said, you can't even answer that question. Emma stood up and walked over to Marcus. She took his hand. I can teach you, she said. Being a daddy is easy. You just have to love me and play with me and read me stories. Marcus looked down at his daughter. She was so simple and pure and full of love. See, he said to Jessica, it's not that hard. Reading stories and playing games isn't being a father. Jessica said, what about when she's sick? What about when she has nightmares? What about when she needs help with homework or has problems at school? Marcus didn't know how to answer those questions either. I'll learn, he said. You'll learn? Jessica laughed. Marcus, you work 16 hours a day. You travel all over the world for business. You've never even babysat a child for 1 hour. How are you going to learn to be a father? Sarah had been quiet through all of this, but now she spoke up. He doesn't have to learn everything at once, she said. He can start small. Spend a few hours with Emma here and there. See how it goes. Stay out of this, Jessica snapped. This is between me and Marcus. No, it's not, Sarah said calmly. Emma is involved too, and I'm her mother, so I get a say in this. You had your chance with him 8 years ago, Jessica said. You lost him. Now he's mine. He's not a toy, Sarah said. He's a person, and he gets to make his own choices. And I'm asking him to make a choice, Jessica said. She turned back to Marcus. So what's it going to be? Your old life or your new life? Marcus looked at Jessica. He had loved her. Maybe he still did. They had been happy together. They had made plans for the future. But then he looked at Emma, his daughter, this little girl who had been waiting 7 years to meet him. I can't choose, he said. You have to, Jessica said. I'm not going to share you with them. Why not? Marcus asked. Why can't we work this out? Because I don't want to be a stepmother, Jessica said. I never wanted kids. We talked about this. We agreed we would wait at least 5 years before even thinking about having children. But Emma is already here, Marcus said. Exactly, Jessica said. She's already here, and she's not mine. She's the daughter of a woman you used to date. A woman who kept her a secret for 7 years. I didn't keep her a secret, Sarah said. I tried to tell him. So you say, Jessica said. But how do we know you're telling the truth? How do we know you didn't keep Emma a secret on purpose so you could show up at the perfect moment and ruin his life? Marcus felt anger building up inside him. Sarah isn't ruining my life. She's giving me the best thing that ever happened to me. Better than me? Jessica asked. Marcus looked at his daughter again. Emma was looking up at him with those big brown eyes, waiting to see what he would say. Yes, he said quietly. Better than you. Jessica's face went white. Fine, she said. Then you've made your choice. She pulled off her engagement ring and threw it at Marcus. It hit him in the chest and fell to the floor. I'm done, she said. I'm going to pack my things and move out. Don't try to stop me. Jessica, wait, Marcus said. No, she said. I'm not going to wait around while you figure out how to be a father. I'm not going to be second place to a child you just met. She started to walk toward the door, but then she turned back. And Marcus, she said, when you realize that being a father is harder than you thought, don't come crying to me. When you realize that you're not cut out for this, don't expect me to take you back. I won't realize that, Marcus said. We'll see, Jessica said. Give it 6 months. Hell, give it 6 weeks. You'll be begging me to come back. She walked out the door and slammed it behind her. Emma looked up at Marcus with worried eyes. Did I make her mad? She asked. No, sweetheart, Marcus said. You didn't do anything wrong. But she left because of me, Emma said. She was going to be your wife, and now she's not. Marcus knelt down so he was at Emma's eye level. Emma, look at me. Jessica left because she made a choice. She chose to leave. That's not your fault. But if I hadn't come to your wedding, you would still be getting married, Emma said. Maybe, Marcus said. But then I wouldn't have met you, and meeting you is the best thing that ever happened to me. Really? Emma asked. Really? Marcus said. I would rather have you than anyone else in the whole world. Emma smiled and hugged him. I love you, Daddy. I love you too, baby, Marcus said. Sarah was watching all of this with tears in her eyes. Marcus, she said, are you sure about this? You just gave up your fiancé for a daughter you met 6 hours ago. I'm sure, Marcus said. Emma is my daughter. Nothing else matters. Being a father is hard, Sarah said. Jessica was right about that. It's not just playing games and reading stories. It's getting up in the middle of the night when she has nightmares. It's worrying about her when she's sick. It's helping her with math homework when you're tired from work. I know, Marcus said. And I'm ready for all of that. What about your job? Sarah asked. What about your business? I'll figure it out, Marcus said. I'll hire more people. I'll work from home more. I'll do whatever it takes. Sarah looked at him for a long moment. You really mean that, don't you? Yes, Marcus said. I do. Okay, Sarah said. Then we need to talk about Emma's surgery. What about it? Marcus asked. I already scheduled it, Sarah said. It's next Friday. Marcus felt his heart stop. Next Friday? That's only 1 week away. I know, Sarah said. I was going to pay for it with a loan, but now that you're here, I'll take care of everything, Marcus said. The best doctors, the best hospital, whatever she needs. She needs her father, Sarah said. That's what she needs most. She has me, Marcus said. I'm not going anywhere. Emma was playing with her toys again, but Marcus could tell she was listening to everything they said. Daddy, she said, are you scared about my surgery? Marcus didn't want to lie to her. Yes, he said, I'm scared. Me too, Emma said. But Mommy says being scared is okay. She says being brave doesn't mean you're not scared. It means you do the right thing even when you're scared. Marcus looked at Sarah. She had raised an amazing daughter. Smart, brave, kind, and wise beyond her years. Your mommy is right, Marcus said. Being brave means doing the right thing even when you're scared. Are you going to be brave? Emma asked. Yes, Marcus said. I'm going to be the bravest daddy in the world. Emma smiled. Good, because I need you to be brave for me. Marcus hugged his daughter. I'll be brave for you, Emma. I promise. But even as he said it, Marcus felt more scared than he had ever been in his life. In 1 week, his 7-year-old daughter was going to have heart surgery. Surgery that could save her life or take it away. What if something went wrong? What if he lost her just when he found her? What if he wasn't strong enough to be the father she needed? Just then, his phone rang. It was his business partner, David. Marcus, David said, we have a problem. The Tokyo deal is falling apart. We need you on a plane to Japan tonight. Marcus looked at Emma, who was coloring in her book. His daughter, who needed heart surgery in 1 week. I can't, Marcus said. I'm busy. Busy? David laughed. Marcus, this deal is worth $50 million. Nothing is more important than this. Marcus looked at Emma again. She was humming a little song while she colored. You're wrong, Marcus said. Everything is more important than this. What are you talking about? David asked. I'm talking about my daughter, Marcus said. I have a daughter, David. And she needs me. Your daughter? David sounded confused. Marcus, you don't have a daughter. I do now, Marcus said. And she comes first. The Tokyo deal will have to wait. Wait? David shouted. Marcus, if we don't fix this deal tonight, we lose everything. $50 million, gone. 2 years of work, wasted. Marcus felt the old familiar pressure. The pressure to choose work over everything else. The pressure that had ruled his life for 8 years. But then Emma looked up at him and smiled, and Marcus realized that no amount of money was worth more than that smile. Then we lose it, Marcus said. Marcus, are you insane? David asked. No, Marcus said. For the first time in my life, I'm sane. He hung up the phone. Sarah was staring at him. Did you just turn down $50 million? Yes, Marcus said. For Emma? Sarah asked. For Emma, Marcus said. Sarah started crying. 8 years ago, you chose work over me. You chose money over love. I never thought you could change. I did change, Marcus said. Emma changed me. In 6 hours? Sarah asked. In 6 seconds, Marcus said. The moment I saw her, I knew what was really important. Emma looked up from her coloring book. What's really important, Daddy? Marcus picked her up and held her close. You are, sweetheart. You're the most important thing in the whole world. Emma hugged him tight. I'm glad you're my daddy, she said. I'm glad too, Marcus said. But even as he held his daughter, Marcus's phone kept ringing. First David again, then his lawyer, then his accountant. The Tokyo deal was falling apart, and everyone wanted him to fix it. Marcus turned off his phone. Are you sure about this? Sarah asked. Losing $50 million is a big deal. Not as big as gaining a daughter, Marcus said. But what if she... Sarah started to say, then stopped. What if she what? Marcus asked. What if the surgery doesn't work? Sarah whispered. What if we lose her? Marcus felt like someone had punched him in the stomach. He hadn't let himself think about that possibility. Don't say that, he said. We have to think about it, Sarah said. We have to be prepared for every possibility. She's going to be fine, Marcus said. She has to be. But what if she's not? Sarah asked. What if you gave up $50 million for nothing? Marcus looked at Emma, who was back to coloring in her book. She was drawing a picture of a family, a mommy, a daddy, and a little girl, all holding hands. It wouldn't be for nothing, he said. It would be for love. Love doesn't pay medical bills, Sarah said. I have plenty of money, Marcus said. I can afford to lose $50 million. Can you? Sarah asked. Can you really? Or are you just saying that because you feel guilty? Marcus didn't know how to answer that. He had worked his whole life to build his business. Was he really ready to let it all fall apart for a daughter he had just met? But then Emma held up her drawing. Look, Daddy, it's us! Marcus looked at the picture. 3 stick figures with big smiles, standing in front of a house with a heart on the door. It's beautiful, he said. The heart is for my special heart, Emma said. And for how much we love each other. Marcus felt tears in his eyes. I love it, he said. I love you. I love you too, Daddy, Emma said. Forever and ever. Forever and ever. Marcus prayed that forever would be longer than 1 week. Because no matter what happened with the surgery, no matter what happened with his business, he knew one thing for sure. He was going to be the best father he could be for whatever time he had left with his daughter. Even if that time was shorter than he hoped. But as Marcus held Emma close, he couldn't shake the feeling that there was still something Sarah wasn't telling him. Something even bigger than Emma's heart condition. 3 days later, Marcus was living a completely different life. He had moved Sarah and Emma into his house. Emma had her own room with pink walls and a princess bed. Sarah had the guest room down the hall. Marcus had never been happier. He woke up every morning to Emma jumping on his bed. Daddy, Daddy, time to get up, she would say. Then they would eat breakfast together while Sarah made coffee. During the day, Marcus worked from home while Emma played nearby. She would ask him questions about everything. Why is the sky blue? How do computers work? Where do babies come from? Marcus tried to answer all her questions, even the hard ones. In the evenings, they would watch movies together. Emma liked princess movies, and Marcus pretended to like them too. Sarah would laugh at him when he sang along to the songs. For 3 days, Marcus felt like he had found the perfect life. But on Thursday evening, everything changed. Emma was in bed, and Marcus was reading her a bedtime story. It was a story about a little girl who was brave enough to fight a dragon. "Daddy," Emma said when he finished the story, "am I brave like the girl in the story?" "You're the bravest little girl I know," Marcus said. "Even braver than the girl who fought the dragon?" Emma asked. "Even braver," Marcus said, "because tomorrow you're going to have surgery, and that takes more courage than fighting any dragon." Emma was quiet for a moment. "Daddy, what if I don't wake up after the surgery?" Marcus felt his heart break. "Don't say that, sweetheart. You're going to wake up and your heart is going to be all better." "But what if I don't?" Emma asked. "What if I go to heaven instead?" Marcus didn't know what to say. How do you talk to a 7-year-old about death? "If something happens to me," Emma said, "will you take care of Mommy?" "Nothing is going to happen to you," Marcus said. "But if it does," Emma said, "promise me you'll take care of Mommy. She gets sad sometimes, and she needs someone to make her smile." Marcus looked at his brave little girl. Even facing surgery, she was worried about her mother. "I promise," he said. "But you're going to be fine, and you're going to take care of Mommy yourself." "Okay," Emma said. "I love you, Daddy." "I love you too, baby," Marcus said. "Sweet dreams." He kissed her forehead and turned off the light. When he went downstairs, he found Sarah sitting on the couch, crying. "What's wrong?" he asked. "I'm scared," Sarah said. "I'm so scared that tomorrow is going to be the last day I have with her." Marcus sat down next to her and put his arm around her. "She's going to be fine," he said. "You don't know that," Sarah said. "The surgery is risky. Dr. Martinez said there's a 5% chance that something could go wrong. That means there's a 95% chance that everything will go right," Marcus said. "But what if we're in the 5%? Sarah asked. "What if we lose her?" Marcus didn't want to think about that. For 3 days, he had been the happiest he had ever been. He couldn't imagine losing Emma now. "We're not going to lose her," he said. Sarah looked at him with tears in her eyes. "Marcus, there's something I need to tell you. Something I should have told you 3 days ago." Marcus felt his stomach drop. "What is it?" Sarah took a deep breath. "Emma's heart condition is worse than I told you." "What do you mean?" Marcus asked. "I mean, the doctors aren't sure the surgery will work," Sarah said. "Dr. Martinez is the best heart surgeon in the country, but Emma's case is complicated." Marcus felt like he couldn't breathe. "How complicated?" "She has multiple holes in her heart," Sarah said. "And one of them is in a place that's very hard to reach. Dr. Martinez has only done this surgery 3 times before." 3 times? Marcus felt sick. "And what happened to those patients?" Sarah was quiet for a long moment. "One of them died," she said quietly. Marcus stood up fast. "One of them died? And you're letting him operate on Emma?" "He's the best chance we have," Sarah said. "The other 2 patients lived, and they're doing fine now." "But one of them died," Marcus said. "That's a 33% failure rate." "It's not that simple," Sarah said. "Those other cases were different. Emma's case is." "Is what?" Marcus asked. "Unique," Sarah said. "Dr. Martinez has never seen a case exactly like hers." Marcus felt like the world was spinning. "So he's experimenting on our daughter?" "He's not experimenting," Sarah said. "He's doing his best to save her life." "What if his best isn't good enough?" Marcus asked. "Then we lose her," Sarah said simply. "But if we don't do the surgery, we lose her anyway. Without the surgery, she has maybe 2 years to live." Marcus sat down hard. 2 years? "Maybe less," Sarah said. "Her heart is getting weaker. That's why she gets tired so easily. That's why she can't run and play like other kids." Marcus put his head in his hands. 3 days ago, he had found out he had a daughter. Now he might lose her in less than 24 hours. "Why didn't you tell me this before?" he asked. "Because I was scared you would leave," Sarah said. "I was scared that if you knew how sick she really was, you would decide it was too much trouble." "I would never leave Emma," Marcus said. "I know that now," Sarah said. "But 3 days ago, I didn't know you had changed. 3 days ago, I thought you were still the same man who cared more about money than people." Marcus looked at Sarah. "Is there anything else you haven't told me?" Sarah was quiet for a long moment. Then she said something that shocked Marcus more than anything else she had said. "I'm sick too," she said. Marcus felt like someone had hit him with a truck. "What?" "I have cancer," Sarah said quietly. "Breast cancer. Stage 3. Marcus couldn't speak. He just stared at her. "I found out 6 months ago," Sarah said. "That's why I decided to find you. That's why I brought Emma to your wedding." "You have cancer," Marcus said. It wasn't a question. It was like he was trying to make the words make sense. "I've been doing chemotherapy," Sarah said. "But it's not working. The cancer is spreading." "How long do you have?" Marcus asked. "The doctors say maybe a year," Sarah said. "Maybe less." Marcus felt like he was drowning. "So you might die, and Emma might die, and I just found both of you." "Emma isn't going to die," Sarah said firmly. "The surgery is going to work. She's going to live a long, happy life." "But you might not be there to see it," Marcus said. "No," Sarah said. "I might not." Marcus stood up and started pacing around the room. "This is too much," he said. "This is all too much." "I know," Sarah said. "I'm sorry. I should have told you everything from the beginning." "Why didn't you?" Marcus asked. "Because I needed you to love Emma for who she is, not because you felt sorry for her," Sarah said. "And I needed you to want to be her father because you wanted to, not because you felt guilty." Marcus stopped pacing and looked at Sarah. "Do you really think I'm that shallow?" "I thought you might be," Sarah said honestly. 8 years ago you were." Marcus knew she was right. 8 years ago, he probably would have run away from all of this. The sick daughter, the dying ex-girlfriend, the responsibility. But he wasn't the same person he had been 8 years ago. "What do you need from me?" he asked. "I need you to promise me something," Sarah said. "What?" "If Emma survives the surgery and if I don't survive the cancer, I need you to promise me that you'll raise her," Sarah said. "I need you to promise me that you'll be the father she deserves." Marcus felt tears rolling down his face. "Sarah, promise me," she said. "Promise me that you won't let her go into foster care. Promise me that you won't send her to live with my parents, who barely know her. Promise me that you'll keep her with you and love her and take care of her." "I promise," Marcus said. "I promise I'll take care of Emma, no matter what happens." "Even if it's hard?" Sarah asked. "Even if you have to give up more business deals? Even if you have to change your whole life?" "Even then," Marcus said. "Sarah, Emma is the best thing that ever happened to me. I would give up everything for her." Sarah smiled through her tears. "I believe you," she said. "Is there anything else I should know?" Marcus asked. "Any other secrets?" "No," Sarah said. "That's everything. Emma has a heart condition that might kill her, and I have cancer that probably will kill me. And you're the only person in the world who can save her if I can't." Marcus sat back down next to Sarah. "We're going to get through this," he said. "All of us." "You don't know that," Sarah said. "Yes, I do," Marcus said. "Because I'm not going to let anything happen to either of you. Emma is going to have her surgery tomorrow, and it's going to work, and you're going to beat cancer." "Marcus, be realistic," Sarah said. "I am being realistic," Marcus said. "I'm rich enough to get you the best cancer treatment in the world. I'm going to hire the best doctors, the best hospitals, whatever it takes." "Money can't cure everything," Sarah said. "Maybe not," Marcus said. "But it can give us the best chance." Sarah leaned against him. "I'm sorry I kept all of this from you. I'm sorry I wasn't there when you needed me," Marcus said. They sat together in silence for a while. Tomorrow, Emma would have surgery. In a year, Sarah might be gone. Marcus's perfect life had lasted exactly 3 days. But even knowing all of this, Marcus didn't regret his choice. He didn't regret choosing Emma over Jessica. He didn't regret giving up the $50 million deal. Because for 3 days, he had been a father. And that was worth more than all the money in the world. "Marcus," Sarah said quietly, "there's one more thing." Marcus felt his heart stop. "What now?" "If I die," Sarah said, "and if Emma dies, I need you to know something." "What?" Marcus asked. I need you to know that these 3 days have been the happiest of my life, Sarah said. Watching you with Emma, seeing you be the father I always knew you could be, it's everything I dreamed of 8 years ago. Marcus started crying again. Don't talk like that. You're both going to be fine. Maybe, Sarah said. But if we're not, I want you to know that bringing Emma to your wedding was the best decision I ever made. Not because I needed your help, but because she needed her father. And you needed her too. Marcus held Sarah close. I did need her, he said. I just didn't know it. She's going to change your life, Sarah said. She already has, Marcus said. Just then, they heard a sound from upstairs. Emma was calling for them. Mommy, Daddy, I had a bad dream. Marcus and Sarah ran upstairs to Emma's room. She was sitting up in bed, crying. What happened, sweetheart? Sarah asked. I dreamed that after my surgery I couldn't find you, Emma said. I woke up, and you were gone, and Daddy was gone, and I was all alone. Marcus sat on the bed and pulled Emma into his arms. That's never going to happen, he said. No matter what, you're never going to be alone. Promise? Emma asked. Promise, Marcus said. I'm going to be right there when you wake up from surgery, and Mommy is going to be there too. And we'll all live happily ever after? Emma asked. Marcus looked at Sarah. She nodded at him. Yes, Marcus said. We'll all live happily ever after. Emma smiled and snuggled against him. I love you, Daddy. I love you too, baby girl, Marcus said. But as he held his daughter, Marcus wondered if he had just made a promise he couldn't keep. Tomorrow would bring Emma's surgery, and tomorrow would determine whether Marcus's new family would survive or whether he would lose everything just as quickly as he had found it. For tonight, though, he was going to hold his daughter and pretend that happy endings were possible.